You think you need expensive exterminators or toxic chemicals to get rid of mice and rats? Think again. Grandma never called an exterminator a day in her life, and her home was always completely rodent-free. She had a secret weapon sitting right under her kitchen sink, and today, I'm going to share all 25 of her most powerful hacks using one single ingredient: borax. Let's count them down. Number 25. Borax and peanut butter bait. Start simple. Take a small plastic container or an old jar and mix 2 tablespoons of borax with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Stir it thoroughly until the borax is fully blended into the peanut butter. Place this mixture inside the container, poke a few small holes in the lid, just big enough for a mouse to stick its nose in, and set it along the wall where you have noticed rodent activity. Mice follow walls, so placement matters. Check it every 2 days and refresh the bait when needed. This is Grandma's foundation recipe, and everything else builds on it. Number 24. The cornmeal and borax mix. Grandma always kept cornmeal in her pantry, and she discovered it works beautifully as a borax carrier. Mix 1 part borax with 3 parts cornmeal and add just a tiny drop of vegetable oil to help it clump slightly. Place small portions in bottle caps or shallow jar lids and set them in corners, behind appliances, and along baseboards. Rodents are attracted to the smell of cornmeal and the oil, and they carry it back to their nests, spreading the borax to others in the colony. Number 23. Borax and sugar trap. Sugar is one of the most effective attractants you can use. Combine 1 tablespoon of borax with 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar and mix well. The sweet smell draws rodents in fast. Sprinkle small amounts directly onto pieces of cardboard or inside shallow containers. Place these near entry points, under sinks, and inside cabinets. The rodent eats the sugary mixture, not realizing the borax is mixed in. Simple, cheap, and devastatingly effective. Number 22. The chocolate borax ball. This one sounds wild, but Grandma swore by it. Take a tablespoon of melted chocolate or chocolate spread and mix in a teaspoon of borax. Stir until fully combined. Roll the mixture into small balls roughly the size of a marble and let them harden in the fridge. Once solid, place them strategically near rodent paths, behind furniture, and along skirting boards. The chocolate scent is incredibly appealing to rodents, and the small ball shape makes it easy to tuck into tight spots. Number 21. Borax with bacon fat. Back in Grandma's time, nothing went to waste, including bacon grease. Collect the fat from cooked bacon and let it solidify slightly. Mix in a generous amount of borax, roughly equal parts, and stir until combined. Mold small portions into rough ball shapes and place them near active rodent areas. The strong smell of bacon fat is nearly irresistible to mice and rats, and mixing borax directly into the fat ensures they get a full dose every time they nibble. Number 20. The borax flour dough. Mix 1 cup of plain flour with 2 tablespoons of borax and add just enough water to create a stiff dough. You can also add a small amount of sugar to increase attractiveness. Roll the dough into small pellets, about the size of a pea, and allow them to dry partially so they hold their shape. Place these pellets inside small containers or directly in rodent pathways. The dough mimics grain, which is a natural food source for mice and rats, making this hack incredibly convincing. Number 19. Borax and oatmeal crumbles. Oatmeal has a warm, earthy smell that rodents find appealing. Mix 2 tablespoons of borax into half a cup of dry oats. Add a small drizzle of honey to bind it and enhance the scent. Form small clusters and place them on pieces of foil or inside bottle caps around the areas you suspect rodent activity. Grandma used to put these under the kitchen sink and behind the refrigerator every autumn when mice would try to come inside for the winter. Number 18. Borax peanut butter smear trap. This hack works differently from number 25. Instead of a container, you use a flat surface. Take a piece of cardboard and smear a thick layer of peanut butter across one side. While the peanut butter is still soft, dust a generous coating of borax powder over the top and press it lightly into the surface. Place this flat against a wall or in a corner. Mice will lick the peanut butter, ingesting the borax. Replace when it dries out or has been licked clean. Number 17. Borax inside a toilet paper roll tunnel. Grandma was a genius at repurposing household items. Take an empty toilet paper roll and fold one end closed. Inside, place a small container cap filled with a borax and peanut butter mix from any of the previous recipes. Fold the other end partially closed. This creates a dark tunnel which mice feel safe entering because they naturally prefer enclosed, dark spaces. Place the roll along walls, inside cabinets, or under furniture. The tunnel design encourages hesitant rodents to enter and feed. Number 16. The borax and dried fruit trap. Dried fruits like raisins, apricots, and dates are sweet and aromatic, which makes them perfect rodent attractants. Chop dried fruit into very small pieces and coat them lightly with borax powder. You can also blend a small amount of borax into a fruit paste made from mashing the dried fruit with a fork. Place these coated pieces in shallow lids or directly on cardboard near active areas. The natural sugar content draws rodents in and ensures they consume enough borax to be effective. Number 15. Borax grain station. Rodents are grain lovers by nature. Take a small cup of mixed birdseed or dried grain and toss it with 2 tablespoons of borax until every piece is lightly coated. The key here is making sure the borax sticks, so add a very light mist of water before mixing to create just enough moisture for adhesion. Spread this coated grain inside a small box with entry holes cut into the sides. This gives rodents a feeding station that feels natural and safe, which encourages repeated visits. Number 14. Borax and cheese paste. Yes, the mouse and cheese stereotype actually has some truth to it, particularly with strong-smelling cheeses. Mash a small amount of soft cheese, like cream cheese or processed cheese spread, and blend in a teaspoon of borax. Mix thoroughly. The borax dissolves well into soft cheese, making it virtually undetectable. Roll into small balls or press into cracks and crevices where you have seen mice entering. The strong smell of the cheese carries through walls and draws rodents directly to the bait. Number 13. Borax wall crack treatment. This hack targets entry points rather than just baiting. Mix borax with a small amount of flour and water to create a thick paste. Press this paste into cracks in walls, gaps around pipes, and holes near baseboards. As rodents try to gnaw through or around these openings, they come into contact with and ingest the borax. You can also use this paste around the outside edges of doors and window frames as a barrier. It dries firm and stays in place while continuing to deter and affect rodents. Number 12. Borax under appliance treatment. The spaces under refrigerators, stoves, and dishwashers are prime rodent territory because they are dark, warm, and close to food. Sprinkle a light dusting of borax powder in these areas, focusing on the perimeter of the space rather than the center. Rodents walk through the powder, which sticks to their feet and fur. They then ingest it during grooming, which is one of their most consistent behaviors. Refresh this treatment every 2 weeks for continuous protection. Number 11. The borax nest disruption method. If you have found an active rodent nest, this hack is powerful. Put on gloves first. Remove any nesting material you can access safely and sprinkle a generous amount of borax directly into and around the nest area. Mix some borax with cotton balls and place those cotton balls throughout the nest space. Rodents may return and attempt to rebuild, but repeated exposure to borax through contact and ingestion as they groom significantly reduces the population over time. Number 10. Borax and cayenne hybrid bait. This combination works on 2 levels. First, the bait attracts rodents with food. Second, the cayenne causes irritation that drives them to groom excessively, which causes them to ingest more borax. Mix a teaspoon of borax with a tablespoon of peanut butter and add just a pinch of cayenne pepper to the mixture. Place this in your usual bait stations. The spice does not deter rodents from eating the bait the first time, but it increases grooming behavior afterward, which improves borax ingestion. Number 9. Borax-soaked cotton ball method. Dissolve 2 tablespoons of borax in a 1/4 cup of warm water and stir until fully dissolved. Soak several cotton balls in this solution and allow them to become fully saturated. Let them dry until they are just slightly damp, not soaking wet. Place these cotton balls in corners, inside cabinet spaces, inside wall gaps, and anywhere else you suspect rodent movement. Rodents may chew on the cotton balls as nesting material, and even the contact with the borax during handling causes absorption. Number 8. Borax and Nutella bait. Hazelnut spread is one of the most aromatic and attractive foods you can use in borax bait. Mix 1 teaspoon of borax thoroughly into a tablespoon of chocolate hazelnut spread. The thick consistency holds the borax evenly throughout. Spread small dollops onto pieces of cardboard or inside bottle caps and position them along known rodent travel routes. The rich, sweet smell spreads through a space quickly and pulls curious rodents in from a surprising distance. This was one of Grandma's sneakier favorites. Number 7. Borax Perimeter Defense Line. This hack is more about prevention and area control than direct baiting. Pour borax powder into a fine mesh shaker or an old spice bottle. Apply a thin, continuous line of borax along the base of exterior walls, around the foundation of the house, along fence lines, and at every door threshold. Rodents are reluctant to cross powder lines, and any that do will carry borax on their feet and fur back to the colony. Reapply after rain or heavy humidity for consistent results. Number 6. Borax and Vanilla Extract Trap. Vanilla extract has a strong, warm scent that rodents are drawn to more than most people realize. Mix a few drops of vanilla extract into a borax and flour dough mixture from hack number 20 and form it into small pellets. The vanilla creates a more complex scent profile that can attract rodents that have become wary of more common bait. Smells like peanut butter. Place these scented pellets in areas where your other traps have gone untouched. This is Grandma's trick for outsmarting the stubborn ones. Number 5. Borax sachets for hard-to-reach spots. Grandma was ingenious with her fabric scraps. Take a small square of thin cloth or an old knee-high stocking and spoon 3 to 4 tablespoons of borax powder into it. Tie it closed tightly so the powder cannot spill out but can still slowly release through the fabric. Tuck these sachets deep behind walls using long sticks or push them under floorboards, inside wall cavities, behind appliances, and into spaces that are impossible to reach otherwise. As rodents move through these hidden corridors, they brush against the sachets and absorb borax through their fur repeatedly. Replace the sachets every 8 to 10 weeks. Number 4. Borax Dry Powder Runway Treatment. Instead of using borax as a bait ingredient, this hack uses it as a contact treatment. Identify the runways rodents use by looking for grease marks along walls and droppings that form a line. Once you have mapped these routes, dust them lightly but consistently with dry borax powder. As rodents travel their regular routes, they continuously walk through the borax. Over time, the accumulation on their feet and fur, combined with regular grooming habits, delivers a steady dose. This hack works best alongside active bait stations. Number 3. The Borax and Cocoa Powder Bomb. Mix 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder with 1 tablespoon of borax and 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. Blend these 3 dry ingredients until the mixture is uniform and there are no visible white borax chunks in the dark cocoa mixture. The cocoa and sugar combination smells exactly like a treat to rodents. Press this mixture into small molds. Ice cube trays work perfectly and allow it to set. Pop the formed cubes out and place them in areas with heavy rodent activity. Rodents will gnaw on the solid cubes, taking in borax with every bite. Number 2. The Borax Trap with Food Scent Lure. This hack maximizes attraction before the rodent even reaches the bait. Take a small jar or container and place your borax bait mixture inside as usual. But additionally, rub the outside of the container and the surrounding floor area with food items that create a strong scent trail, bacon grease, peanut butter, or a drop of vanilla oil. This creates a scent gradient that draws rodents toward the station from a greater distance. Think of it as Grandma's version of advertising. You lure them in from across the room before they even see the bait. Number 1. The Grandma Grand Finale Trap, the ultimate borax rodent eliminator. This is the one Grandma considered her crown jewel, the method she always turned to when an infestation was bad. Take a medium-sized cardboard box. Cut entry holes roughly 1 inch wide on 2 opposite sides near the base of the box. Inside the box, create a bait buffet. Place several small containers, each filled with a different borax bait recipe from this list. Use peanut butter borax balls, chocolate borax cubes, sugary borax powder in a lid, and a small pile of borax-coated grain. This gives rodents multiple food options so they are more likely to find something they cannot resist. Line the floor of the box with a light dusting of dry borax powder so that any rodent entering must walk through it regardless of whether they eat the bait. Seal the top of the box and place it in an area of high rodent activity, against a wall, under a sink, or behind a large appliance. Leave it undisturbed for 48 hours to allow rodents to feel safe entering. After 48 hours, check it, refresh the bait, and continue. This combined approach of contact exposure through the powder and ingestion through multiple bait types hits rodents on every front simultaneously. Grandma would set 3 of these boxes up around the house at the same time, and she said within a week the problem was always gone. Now before you close this video, here are a few things Grandma always made sure to say alongside these methods. Always wear gloves when handling borax and when checking or refreshing bait stations. Keep borax-based traps completely out of reach of children and pets at all times, as borax is harmful to them just as it is to rodents. Store your borax in a sealed container in a cool, dry place to maintain its effectiveness. Consistency is the most important factor. Do not set a few traps and forget about them. Check and refresh your bait stations regularly, ideally every 2 to 3 days, especially in the first 2 weeks of treatment. Combine as many of these methods simultaneously as your home situation allows. Using 5 or 6 of these hacks at the same time is far more effective than relying on just one. Seal any entry points you identify, because eliminating the current population without stopping new ones from entering is a losing battle. Clean up food sources, crumbs, open packages, and accessible garbage, because a home with no easy food source makes borax bait far more appealing by comparison. And finally, be patient. Rodent elimination is not always an overnight process, but with Grandma's arsenal of borax hacks working together, you are giving yourself the most powerful, affordable, and proven advantage available.